Maroon, Paul Bogle. This document is proof that the Maroons armed and trained Paul Bogle, and according to some, he was a Maroon who betrayed them. Yet today, people will tell you the Maroons sold out Paul Bogle. So in this video, I want to explain that Maroons didn't sell out Bogle, and stories of Maroon involvement in the Morant Bay Rebellion are greatly exaggerated. Special thanks to Chief Curry of Akompong and Alex Mile Priest of Moortown for this information. Lick up my like button, make sure you share, comment, and let's get into it. Number 1. Bogle was trained by Maroons. According to this letter by Paul Bogle himself on October 17, 1865, the Maroons sent the proclamation to us to meet them at Hayfield at once without delay, that they will put us in a way how to act. Every one of you must leave your house, take your guns. Who don't have guns, take your cutlass down at once. Come over to Stonygut, that we might march over to meet the Maroons at once without delay. Blow your shells, roll your drums, house to house, etc., etc. This document confirms what Maroons have always said, that Paul Bogle was trained by Maroons and he was of Maroon descent. It is a known fact that Bogle and his rebels trained in the Blue Mountains and fought in a fashion reminiscent of the Maroons. This letter confirms that they did indeed learn from the Maroons, and the Maroons were going to put them in a way how to act. That means train them, and it was the Maroons who reached out to them. Number 2, Bogle was of Maroon descent. Maroons state that Bogle was of Maroon descent, perhaps on his father's side. This would explain how he knew the Maroons and why they had such a close relationship with him. This would also explain why Maroons trained him, because having the status of a free Jamaican, but Maroon blood, he could act on Maroon agency without anyone suspecting it was the Maroons. Blowing shells and rolling drums is another indication that he was of Maroon descent, because blowing shells and rolling drums is how Maroons communicated and defeated the British during the wars, a clear indication of Maroon-style warfare. But they wouldn't teach this to just anyone. This is an intimate knowledge that helped them win the war. This is something that stays among Maroons. 3. Bogle betrayed the Maroons. According to Alex Mile Priest of Moortown, the reason why Maroons went from training Paul Bogle to turning him into the authorities is because Bogle burned down their crops. According to Maroon oral history, Bogle was working under George William Gordon, and he wanted to use the black population to start a rebellion against the crown. Bogle was going to use his Maroon-trained soldiers to do this. The Maroons advised Bogle to sit down somewhere and wait. They advised them of a different plan that took time and was more systematic than an immediate outright rebellion. The story goes that Bogle was ordered to motivate the Maroons to move, so he took it upon himself to burn down their crops for their refusal to mobilize. Now, considering the Maroons lived in the mountains and there was no store nearby, and the nearest town is not within walking distance, and this is the 1800s, some of these places did not even have roads as of yet, and still don't have roads to this day. Cars don't even drive to some of these places. Apparently, he left women and children to starve in the mountains. This was the reason that Maroons came and got him. Evidence of this is in the fact that eyewitnesses at the time state that Maroons refused to accept the 400-pound bounty for turning in Bogle. This is because despite how colonial documents like to frame it, they did not catch Paul Bogle out of loyalty to the crown. they did it out of his disloyalty to them. It was personal. As for the alleged 200 Maroons under Colonel Fife who put down the Morant Bay Rebellion, this is also bière fuckerie. An inquiry by the 1866 Commission of Inquiry found Fife's report to be exaggerated and unreliable evidence. Additionally, historians agree that Eyre branded anyone used in a suppression as Maroons. This means most of the 200 soldiers who put down the rebellion were simply black Jamaicans who were labeled Maroons. They say when you point the finger at someone, 3 point back at you. Conclusion. There are many false or exaggerated claims about the Maroons' involvement in putting down the Morant Bay Rebellion. But from this document, what is indisputable is that Paul Bogle, the leader of the Morant Bay Rebellion, was trained by the Maroons, the very people who stopped him. And the Maroons could not have sold out Paul Bogle because they literally refused to take payment for turning him in. The fact that this is omitted from every telling of the Morant Bay Rebellion shows that they want to paint the Maroons as loyal to the crown, a narrative that best suits their agenda of dividing the newly free black population from the Maroons. And this divide and conquer strategy is a curse that still plagues Jamaica and was created by this little fossil, Edward Eyre. And we'll talk about that prick in the next video. Smash my like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe next time. And check out the links in the description.